Freezing weather with predictions of snow. We're moving into Central Texas. A look at what's closing ahead of this week's freeze. And a social media app millions use may be gone by the end of the day. What TikTok said it's going to do ahead of a ban. But first, we're talking about cold weather and some snow in the forecast. You're saying we could see some pretty cold weather moving in.
Yeah, so lows will be in the 20s and feels like tomorrow single digits and teens. A big difference from the 60s we've had the past few days. Here's the 24-hour temperature difference across the Lone Star State compared to where we were for your Saturday. So 30 degrees cooler toward the Panhandle. A lot of that chilly air is going to work its way on through. This is not 30 degrees below zero. This is 30 degrees colder compared to yesterday. I just want to make sure I say that twice to keep you all informed. 54 in Austin, 22 up toward Amarillo, 32 in Lubbock, some 40s, 43 in DFW. Much warmer in the valley, and this chilly air is going to continue to move to the south in the coming 6 to 12 hours. Gusty at times up to 20 to 30 miles per hour overnight tonight. Tomorrow we're going to wake up with wind chills in the teens, as I just mentioned. Quick check on pollen, both trending down low. Cedar and Mole, KXAN.com/allergies, 24/7 updates for you there. Here's your evening planner from the 50s to the upper 30s by 11 p.m. We will be having clear skies. And how about tomorrow morning for those who are running the Austin International Half Marathon? Starting off the race, below freezing. By the end of the race, mid-30s, feeling like below freezing through the entirety of it. We'll talk about those wind chills, what your forecast looks like for Sunday, a cold pattern for multiple days on end, and snow is coming. I'll share the latest trends and how much snow we could be expecting coming up in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Tommy. Cities across Central Texas are getting ready for whatever Mother Nature is going to throw our way. And as of today here in Austin, you might see some of those changes. Restrooms and water fountains at parks are closed until Thursday, and city pools, if they are open, are planned to be closed on Monday and Tuesday. Barton Springs, they said they'll be under a swim at your own risk until Monday and then closed on Tuesday. TxDOT has also already started pre-treating the roads. You might have seen some of those crews out tonight at 10. We'll have a look at how everyone is getting ready for the cold temperatures ahead. Now, if you're going to be downtown this weekend, you may have noticed it looks a little different. This is the first weekend of a new pilot program, testing out opening 6th Street to car traffic on Fridays and Saturdays. The goal is to break up late-night crowds that often become unruly and sometimes violent. Brianna Hollis was out there to see how things were going with these changes last night, getting video on the street until 2 a.m. APD officers spent a good portion of the night directing people to crosswalks and making sure people didn't venture into the middle of the road, even reinforcing some of the barricades with caution tape to keep things organized. Now, no major issues as of 2 a.m. Our crews did see 2 people get arrested after getting in a fight. We'll follow up with police Monday morning to get a better idea at how things went compared to Friday night. Austin police are investigating a homicide near the 700 block of East 7th Street. That's right between Red River and I-35 in downtown Austin and north of Cesar Chavez Street. Around 3 a.m., APD responded to a call about a man with a gun. When they arrived, they found a man inside a car with, quote, obvious trauma. That man was taken to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead.
Investigators believe this to be an isolated incident, no ongoing threat to the public, and currently being worked as Austin's 3rd homicide of 2025.
And because of the investigation, it's still in its early stages. Police were unable to give details on the victim or any potential suspects. If you know something, of course, reach out to police, but they are currently interviewing witnesses. We'll keep you up to date with everything we learn. And we're tracking the locations of Austin's 2025 homicides and comparing them to previous years. You can find that information on our website at KXAN.com. TikTok says that it plans to go dark Sunday unless it gets more clarity from the Biden administration about the ban, which is set to go into effect. Well, TikTok, they called for a definitive statement to assure that service providers who help make the app run won't be hit with those potential billions in fines tomorrow if they keep up business as usual. It comes after the Supreme Court on Friday ruled unanimously to uphold a law requiring that parent company ByteDance sell TikTok or effectively be shut down in the U.S. The Biden administration said it would not implement the law, but instead put the next steps to the Trump administration. The president-elect said earlier today that he will most likely give the app a 90-day extension from the ban. A new look inside the human brain and its connection to what we eat. This is all food for thought, but the new research says eating large quantities of processed meat like hot dogs and sausages might not be good for our mind, especially as we get older. Research at Harvard and MIT now say red meat may have a negative impact on our cognitive skills. John Maroney has a look at these latest findings.
We are what we eat for sure.
Red meat, a known risk factor for heart disease. A new study now adds dementia to that list, with a growing number of Americans struggling with cognitive skills.
I'm not surprised because there are many studies that show that there's a connection between what you eat and your health.
Researchers at Harvard and MIT say they found eating a lot of red meat, especially in processed forms like hot dogs, sausage, and bacon, increases the risk of dementia by 13%. The study included thousands of older people and their dietary habits over decades.
When we think about processed foods, particularly red meats, they are more inflammatory, so it causes our arteries to build up in plaque. Your risk for heart disease, for stroke, for even dementia goes up.
Published in the journal Neurology, not all of the study news is bad. It found eating unprocessed red meats like hamburger and steak isn't as debilitating as the processed ones. Even more encouraging, it found replacing processed meats with legumes, fish, and nuts may reduce the risk of dementia by nearly 20%. Nutritionist Sue Ellen Anderson-Hayes says eating those kinds of foods is a no-brainer.
It's going to prevent those plaque formations, and it's going to increase better blood flow to the entire body. Better blood flow to the heart equals better blood flow to the brain.
Researchers say they still need large, long-term studies to understand the causes of dementia and cognitive decline. The Department of Justice is suing pharmacy giant Walgreens for allegedly dispensing millions of unlawful prescriptions. The government claims Walgreens knowingly filled the prescriptions, many for opioids, even though they didn't have a legitimate medical purpose. The 300-page lawsuit alleges that this has been going on since 2012, and some instances even resulted in patients dying from overdoses. Walgreens released a statement saying it stands behind its pharmacists and that it follows all government rules and regulations when filing prescriptions. All right, this will certainly put a smile on your face. Check out this video. A Hays County Sheriff's deputy dropping off some presents to a family in Dripping Springs. Now, Amelia here loves seeing police officers, and according to her mom, it was a big surprise. You can take a look at the video here.
Yes. Look at this. Wow.
Wow.
And according to her mom, she loves hanging out with police officers, seeing them go by. So it was a big surprise when the deputy stopped by to drop off a dollhouse and a stuffed puppy. The sheriff's office tells me they had a surplus of the dollhouses, which were donated by Amazon for Brown Santa in December. But since they had about 100 left over, they decided it would be fun to drop off the toys for those celebrating a birthday. Amelia's mom says that when she saw a post about what the sheriff's office was doing on Facebook, she signed up.
She absolutely loved the toy. It was such a highlight for her, and for him to let her sit inside the police vehicle was such a good opportunity for her. She loved it. The sirens he turned on for her. She was just astounded by the whole thing.
The deputies that are making the deliveries, they already work that area where they're delivering. So it's also good for them to just make contact with the kid and the family. I work this area. If you ever need anything, you should probably see me.
That spokesperson says they will continue handing out the toys until they run out. You can learn more on our website. We'll be posting that story here shortly. All right, always fun to see interactions between officers, the community, and that one's a good one, puts a smile on your face. But I'll tell you what, she might want to be playing with those toys inside with the weather ahead.
Unless it's like a fluffy, pretty snow we're talking about, then the kids may go sledding. I mean, the last time we had this much snow in our forecast, and it's really not a lot either, it's very light accumulations, was actually back to 2021, but this is not going to be a 2021 event.
Fingers crossed.
This will not be a 2020 event, I promise you.
You said it.
It's going to be above freezing during the daytimes, and then overnight it's going to be in the 20s. Let's talk about what's going on right now. We have a cold weather advisory from midnight tonight through around 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for everyone in Central Texas. So you'll wake up tomorrow below freezing. High temperatures for your Sunday in the low 40s. Nice sunset there. It's 54 right now. Winds out of the north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies will be the name of the game through the next 24 hours. Tomorrow morning, out the door, 29 in Austin, 26 in Georgetown. How about the mid-20s out toward the hill country here? So bundle up for the morning. We have the Austin International Half Marathon tomorrow. Race starts at 7:30. And look at the wind chill values. Teens for pretty much everyone, maybe even single digits farther out west in the hill country. Here's your day planner for your Sunday. 38 by noon, and will be sunny throughout the day. 41 by 4 p.m. Even colder for your Monday. Here's how it looks right now. Not too much to talk about. A few light flurries up toward the Panhandle and parts of Oklahoma, and we're clear in Central Texas. All right, fast forward to Monday here. Here's the big picture. We have clouds sticking around. This is overnight Monday. Let's walk you through this here. Little bit of snow is looking more and more likely in the forecast. Maybe some mixing and freezing rain for Houston. Cold rain in the valley, clearing up pretty quickly. This is a fast-moving event. Mainly snow for pretty much all of us, a wintry mix south of Caldwell and San Marcos down towards San Antonio, and a localized view of how this could look through the evening hours, maybe some snow showers for that evening drive home. I'm not expecting accumulation Monday evening, but if the cold air is locked in play and it gets down to the mid-20s, we could be dealing with a little bit of light accumulation here. Notice it's pretty much scattered, but by the early Tuesday morning hours, that's when we could be seeing the heaviest snowfall. Clearing out by around 7, 8 o'clock on Tuesday morning, and then the afternoon should have some breaks of sunshine. When it's all said and done here, most of the heavy snowfall is going to be through the portions of Louisiana. Even New Orleans could be getting some snow out of this, and then those snowfall rates drop off pretty substantially. So overall, a light accumulation here in Austin. High temperature-wise, back down to the 30s by Tuesday, warming up to 50 on Thursday, and then upper 50s by Saturday. All below average across the next 7 days. So it's going to be a pretty cold stretch, but this Arctic blast will be around for just about 2 to 3 days, and then we'll warm back up. 29 tonight, one of the first nights of below freezing for the next 3 or 4 nights, and winds will be out of the north, gusting up to 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 42, sunny, and overall brutal morning wind chill, so bundle up accordingly through the morning hours. And that 20 trend overnight will continue for a few days through Wednesday morning. By Thursday, we're still below freezing in the morning hours. 32 Friday morning, so you get the idea, and then wintry weather possible Monday and Tuesday. So at 9 o'clock on CW and then 10 o'clock here on KXAN, I'll have an updated snowfall map in terms of actual accumulation. We said it's going to be light, but we could be seeing over an inch of snow for our eastern counties. So we'll have updates on that, but for now, here's a look at your first warning weather 7-day forecast. A cold start to the week, warming back up to the 50s by next weekend.
This is KXAN Sports, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry.
That was Steve Sarkisian after they took down Michigan earlier this year, did Texas football. Good evening, everybody. Happy Saturday. That was one of the highlights of this season for Texas. Before the year, Sark got a big contract extension for the great 2023 campaign Texas had. Now, after a great 2024, another extension. Man, he's got to give his agent a bonus. Maybe he doesn't even have one. But great negotiating from Sark regardless. First reported by Action Network today. Another year, so he's going to be with Texas through 2031, according to the contract. And more money for Sark. A lot of NFL rumors around a lot of the successful college coaches, including Steve Sarkisian, but he's locked in with Texas. Big 12 champs a season ago, Peach Bowl champions this year, and he's going to be with the Longhorns for a while. To Texas men's basketball, they got their first SEC win against Oklahoma on the road. Today, another big road test against a top 5 team looking for an upset. It was starting pretty well for the Longhorns against the Florida Gators. Rodney Terry says, work the rear delts, folks, not just the front delts. Okay, as far as Texas offense in this one, Trey Johnson early on. Fade away, no surprise, the freshman led Texas with 16 points in this one. Then they're up 16-13 in the first half. How about Zarek Onyema being the leading scorer for Texas in the first half? I don't think anybody had that, even the Onyema family. Then they're down 7 at the break. Second half, Arthur Kaluma, major dunk to cut it to 7. He had a double-double, but Texas could not get it closer than 7 in this one, and then Florida really started to pull away late. Elijah Martin with an and one, and the Gators just ran away with it in the second half. They take down Texas 84-60. Okay, and the Houston Texans had a blocked field goal attempt, according to our director. They look like they're going to lose in the AFC divisional round late in the fourth quarter against the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back. Texas women's basketball 17-2, top 10 team in the country. Things going great, but their head coach, Vic Schaefer, one of the best in the country, he's a perfectionist, always searching for more. Texas coming off a win over Auburn on the road to get back on track after that tough loss to South Carolina, the class of the SEC. Before that, this Texas team clearly very good, but sometimes their head coach has some moments, face palm, some moments like that of stress. He needs to see a little bit more from his group.
I don't know how good we are. I know how good I think we can be. My job is to try to develop that consistency piece and to get it out of them each and every day, each and every game. And I think that's the biggest battle I have right now.
Okay, tried to have this soundbite the other day. I think it's time now. Notre Dame in the national title game for football, in part because of local product Jaden Greathouse. The Westlake alum had this massive touchdown late in the fourth quarter to tie things against Penn State before the Irish took the lead. He almost got to face his hometown team in Texas, and that would have been pretty cool for Greathouse.
I got a lot of former teammates on that team and a lot of friends and family that root for Texas. So I might have had a little sweet spot for them, but I'm excited we're playing Ohio State, and personally I can get my get back on them. But we're excited for this game.
And if Texas had won against Ohio State, I would have been in Miami right now. But I'm happy to be in the cold weather.
I was going to say, you're going to get to experience the freezing
I was going to say, I thought that was cool, but Great House, that's so much better than House. He's greater than me, man. That's tough.
You're like a good house.
I'm good, I guess. Good house. That's a good name. But I'm taking the Irish on this one. Honestly, I am, despite the spread. All right, one final look at your 7-day forecast here. We're tracking that wind shear weather. We'll have updates on 9 and 10 about that in snowfall accumulations. It's going to be cold.
Perfect time to download the KXAN weather app with that cold temperature moving in.